Hey, what's up, everyone? It is the week 2 matchup points live stream here at fantasypoints.com. It took us a week to name this thing, but we got it. We figured it out. Our man Ben Kukanis behind the glass is doing like 1,700 different things per week. He is also running this live stream, and apparently Ben came up with matchup points. And that guy over there is Greg Cosell, our guy from NFL Films. This is so much better, actually, Greg. Face to face, a little bit more personal, and then the people can, pick up on our body language. But how are you?
John, I'll tell you what I'm most excited about. We're
Yeah,
playing week 2.
exactly.
That's what I'm most excited about.
100%.
Told
100.
my wife I don't care this season who wins and who loses as long as we keep playing every week.
No doubt. No doubt. And of course, the COVID results from week 1 were pretty darn
I
optimistic,
know.
right? What was that number? The number of tests and the number of positives around the league?
I think there were only 2 players and 7 people overall in the entire league, of which I'm part of that, because we do get tested here at NFL Film. So uh, the percentage was extremely low. And like I said, I'm just happy we're playing week 2, which starts tonight. And that's all I hope is that hopefully next week we play week 3.
No doubt, no doubt. And I do the TV work at DirecTV, which is tied in with the league too. And I took my first COVID test yesterday. Sent it out. It's 5:08 Eastern, so I guess I'm good. I haven't heard anything. But Greg, let's get into tonight's football game. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. I understand you were able to watch a little Joe Burrow tape. I
Yep.
thought that he was a little under siege at times. I thought he really handled himself well. Pushed the ball a little too far in those two balls to AJ Green and John Ross. Missed out on the touchdown. But what were your impressions?
Well, I thought that a couple of things. I thought the Bengals pass game was clearly designed as a first game because don't forget there was no preseason. It was a quick game, play action, timing concepts, all designed to define the reads and throws for Burrow, and most importantly, minimize pass rush because quite honestly, there are
Yeah.
2 tackles, Jonah Williams on the left side and Bobby Hart on the right side. They struggled in this game, and that's just something to keep an eye on, John, as we go forward with this season, depending on who they play. My sense was that they would like to expand this pass game. Ideally, they will. By the way, I thought that the throw to Ross should have been caught. That was on Ross, not on Burrow.
Okay.
I thought the one to Green, he did overthrow him, but I
Yeah.
will say this: in watching the tape, I thought Green did not show the acceleration and burst that he had, 3, 4 years ago, and I think that's also something to keep an eye on.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, he's 32 years old now. He looked okay to me, but that's a great point. Look, I'm going to go with you on that. I was watching that game last night, and I thought Joe Mixon looked good. He got what was there. I just felt like it's an exercise of futility for these damn Bengals to run on the rock here. I'm like,
Well,
spread them out and
yeah.
throw it.
It's funny you say spread them out because you know what they did on 2 snaps, which you rarely see in the NFL? They lined up with 5 true wide receivers on the field in empty sets. 5 wide receivers, not just empty, but 5 wide receivers. And in fact, Burrow's 23-yard touchdown run came out of 5 wide receiver personnel.
And that's why the defense there was a gaping hole in the middle. They were spread out so much.
Yeah, and I'm curious also to see T. Higgins. He played 15 snaps this week. My guess is that will continue to increase.
Yeah, and that's great that you kind of thought that way too, and maybe they continue because they do have one of the deepest receiving cores in
They
football,
sure do.
and that would probably help Joe Mixon, who again did look good. He's run all over the Browns, by the way. He averaged 24 carries for 154 and 1.5 rushing touchdowns against them last year. I like CJ Uzoma. I thought nothing flashy, nothing great, but he made a couple of nice catches for Burrow. I like him as my sleeper tonight. Yeah, okay. And then this matchup here, we have some injuries in the secondary too. No Greedy Williams and Kevin Johnson is like their third corner out. So that will probably help. Now for
Pass protection is the biggest issue for
yeah,
tonight, because I think one thing that Cleveland does have is a pretty good pass rush, and
yeah,
I think that, as I said, those tackles, that's something to look at for tonight.
yeah, no doubt. And then you did not get a chance to watch the Brown offense, correct? I don't blame you, by the way.
No, but it's funny. I did get a text from one of my good friends in the Browns organization on literally first thing Monday morning. I come into the office early, and like an hour later, I get a text. Just, what the heck is wrong with Baker Mayfield?
I know.
His footwork is terrible. He's I mean, and this guy's in the building, so he knows.
Yeah, well, it basically was a continuation of 2019, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And you know what the
it,
shame of it is, John, is we know he can do it the right way.
yeah.
So, we're not in the building there in Cleveland, so I don't know what's being coached, what's not being coached, but um, you know, tonight's a good time to start doing it the right way.
Yeah, and I think they start with just running the damn ball because the Bengals have all kinds of injuries here. Geno Atkins and Mike Daniels, Sean Williams as well. So, I mean, you got to think it is a basic approach. Get the ball to Nick Chubb and, of course, Kareem Hunt because
Right.
you can't count on these wide receivers. I mean, Odell, Baker missed him on a potential touchdown, but it was a kind of late in garbage time. Landry's not 100%. But Greg, you got to think that Chubb, if they really give him the ball here, can do extremely well.
Yeah, and I think that's where their offense has to start. So, I don't think that's a surprise. I don't think we're breaking news with that.
Oh,
So,
no.
we could probably go on from that point.
Yep. Giants and Bears, and you did not see the Giants.
I saw the Giants D, and I did see enough of the game on TV to know that if the Giants' offensive line does not play better, it's going to be a tough go for no matter what they want to do.
Yeah, yeah. Now, according to our Sports Info Solutions, the Giants did play a lot of zone, but
That's not what the
you
film showed.
yeah, the film showed a lot more man to man. So what I'm struggling with is this a decent matchup for Trubisky? Because you told us last week that when he's up against man, things are defined
Yes.
and it's good for him, and it was. I mean, it was ugly, but he got it done. What are your thoughts on this matchup here for Trubisky? And again, if the
Well, I
Giants
guarantee that Joe Judge and Patrick Graham know that, and perhaps they'll play more zone this week. You don't know that because look, two things continue to stand out with Trubisky, and I don't know if they'll change. Number one, he does not see things clearly. So elimination and isolation, that process is too slow. Unless, of course, it's heavy man. And then you're pretty much deciding who you want to throw the ball to. And most problematic of all is his ball placement is just
sure.
really inconsistent, John. Even some completions during that third and fourth quarter when, they started scoring, they're just not really good throws. He's not a naturally accurate passer. My sense is at this point in his career, that's not likely to change.
No
So
doubt.
it's week to week with Trubisky and therefore week to week with receivers.